been a long time coming, but today is finally the day that I'm organizing my puzzle studio. So here is what it looked like before. At the end of last year, I was using this room as both my puzzle studio and my craft studio. There was stuff literally everywhere. Nothing was organized. There were puzzles all over the floor. But since then, I have stopped doing the craft videos. So now this entire studio is gonna be just for puzzles. And the reason why it took a little while to get here is because for months, I thought I was moving. There are certain things about this apartment that I don't love, so I was apartment hunting for a while, but rents are so crazy right now that I just couldn't find anything that I liked at a comparable price to what I'm paying here. But you know, if I was going to move, I didn't want to get this room perfect and then immediately have to pack it all up and go somewhere where the room is a different size or there's a different amount of storage. But now that I've decided that I'm not moving, it is time to finally finish the puzzle studio. Okay, so I started by moving out the craft cabinets. Those are out in the dining room now, and that just opened up the back wall. I also did just a quick organization just to try to get all the puzzles off the floor and into the cabinet so I wouldn't be constantly tripping over them. And then just like 2 weeks ago, I moved the desk out of this room and I built a tall shelving unit to go in that spot. And it is so beautiful. I can fit so many puzzles on there. I also built a second tall shelving unit to go in the other corner. Again, so much empty room for puzzles. I'm so excited. And I also cleared all of my junk off of this corner shelf, so that is also now completely open just for puzzles. And then I did a project that I have been wanting to do for years. I finally painted the red benches. I really hated those benches. They're very practical, but the red color I just thought was so distracting in all of my videos. So now they are a nice neutral gray. I think it looks great. And okay, that is everything that I've done so far to get this room ready to get organized. So now let's just get all of the puzzles out of this cabinet because it is such a mess in here and I need to reorganize all of this. Oh man, that cabinet was a literal black hole. There were so many puzzles that I just pulled out that I entirely forgot that I had. Puzzles would go in and they would just never come out. Okay, so before I get these on all of the shelves, let me talk you through some of the different categories of puzzles and explain why it is so difficult to keep all of them organized. So obviously, as much as possible, I want to keep them sorted by brand, but then I also have to think about vintage puzzles versus modern puzzles. And obviously I need to be a little more careful with how I store my vintage puzzles. And then of course there's puzzles I've done and puzzles I haven't done yet. And then there's puzzles I've already featured in a video, puzzles I plan to feature in a future video, and puzzles I am not planning to use for a video. And on top of all of that, I need to keep the system flexible enough because I'm always getting new puzzles in. Like, I just got this huge box from Ebu, and of course I'm so grateful to get so many puzzles like this, but that's a lot of space that now I need to make room for somewhere in this room. So here's the plan. This wardrobe is going to be just for vintage puzzles because it has the doors to protect them from light and dust. Then this shelf is going to be for modern puzzles that I've already done, where I have a bunch all by the same brand. The corner shelf I think will be for modern puzzles where I just have one or two by a brand, and also for other random puzzle related things. These boxes are actually full of puzzles that I'm planning to donate. I have a few ideas of where I'm going to donate them to, so stay tuned to hear about that. And then this shelf will be for puzzles that I have not done yet, separated by puzzles I'm just going to do for fun and puzzles I plan to use for a video. So, all right, let's just see how this goes. Wish me luck. Okay, who's ready to see the final puzzle studio? I am so happy with how this room came out. It is so much more organized. So let me give you the tour. So starting here with the wardrobe, as you can see, these are all of my vintage puzzles. So this top shelf are puzzles that I have not solved for a video yet. Some of them I've shown in videos, but I haven't actually solved any of these. And you might notice that I actually put cardboard in between each puzzle. And that's because some of these boxes are pretty old, and I wanted to avoid the edges or the corners of the puzzle boxes from digging into the box below it, just to try to keep them in, you know, at least the same condition that they're in and not let them get worse. I will admit I am a bit of a cardboard hoarder. I keep every nice piece of cardboard that I get thinking that I can use it in a project one day, and Finally, today was that day. I'm so happy that I got to use up so much of my cardboard. So over here we have two more sort of vintage puzzles that had cash prizes that I'm planning to cover in a similar video to like the money hunt puzzle. Then over here we have all of my Synergistics research company puzzles, as well as a few other food themed puzzles. Down here are those puzzles from the 30s that I got from a viewer. I still need to cover these in a video one day. And since these boxes are really old, I separated them with foam board. So it's basically like a shelf between each puzzle, and I put the most damaged boxes up at the top. Down here are puzzles that I've already covered on my channel, so I'm sure they all look familiar to you. And then the same over here, I've already covered all of these, and I have a lot of space right there to fill in more puzzles. I'll probably add an extra shelf if I end up having a lot more to add here so that the stack doesn't get too tall. And that is the vintage puzzle shelf. So moving on. As I said before, both of these shelves are puzzles that I have already done. So up here, I moved all of my Ebu puzzles, and you can see I have a couple more that I can add before I hit the ceiling. Honestly, Ebu is just so generous. They send me so many puzzles. I've probably donated the same amount that I've kept, so I really only keep my very favorites. This shelf I love. I think these puzzles all look so beautiful together. I have my 3 favorites from Good Fit, 4 from Lemonade Pursuits, 2 from Gray Malin, 2 from Apostrophe, and then all of the original gradient puzzles from the playgroup. Down here are all of my AreaWare puzzles. I have almost every puzzle they've ever released, and you can see with the smaller boxes, they're too deep. In here are all of the brain teasers that I've already done, and any other puzzle that's in a bag rather than a box. Also a few just mini puzzles. Down here are just a couple puzzles where the boxes are all the same size. And then over here, you may have spotted this earlier in the video. This is in fact the next 9,000 piece puzzle that I'm doing. For a while, it was a Patreon exclusive, and I thought about trying to cover it up somehow, but in the end, I was just like, no, I need to just put it on the shelf. This is the same puzzle that I did back when I was in college. The reason I want to do it is because I want to basically compare my times between doing the exact same puzzle in college versus trying it now. So look out for that on my channel at some point, probably this summer. Anyway, I actually have another 9,000 piece puzzle coming. I just bought the Disney Museum puzzle. That should get here tomorrow, so then I can just slot it in right there. Then I also have the 2 versions of the 5,000 piece gradient puzzle, and obviously the 24,000 piece puzzle, and then the 3,000 piece version of it, which I still need to cover here on this channel. Moving on over here to the corner shelf. Up at the top is just my Cricut and paper cutter, just because I had nowhere else to put them. Then we just have a handful of random puzzles, the Seiko puzzles, a bunch of one-off puzzles that you've seen me cover on here. Over here we have some puzzle accessories, so the box stands that I just talked about, a few other things in here like stickers, obviously a Puzzle Craze Barbie, some puzzle books, and my own merch. Also in here, I have this one single puzzle piece. I have no idea what puzzle it goes to. I'm pretty sure I've already given that puzzle away, so sorry to whoever was missing a piece. And then I've got 2 from Puzzledly and 3 from Wentworth. In these bins are actually just basic craft supplies. That one is craft supplies, this one is kind of basic tools, and then this one is just clips and rubber bands and other connectors. And this is great because if I need like a notepad or a piece of tape or some scissors, everything is just right here and easy to grab. Moving on, we have what I decided to keep from Blue Kazoo, some from Inner Peace, a few more random ones. Then we have a few Ravensburger, and then some big ones from Bits and Pieces and Buffalo Puzzles. That's the New York Puzzle Company Advent Calendar back there. And then a few from Minty Fizz. And then down here, hidden behind the ottoman, are White Mountain puzzles. And I like doing these as puzzles, but the boxes are not the nicest to look at, so I'm keeping them, but I'm hiding them away. And then over here are puzzles that I have not done yet. So these top two shelves are puzzles that I probably plan to feature in a video one day. I have a dream of doing the Pizza John puzzle with John Green if he ever wants to be here on this channel with me, so just leaving that up there for now. And then these two shelves are puzzles that I plan to just do for fun. I probably won't show them in a video, and for the most part, most of these will get donated after I finish them. So I'll probably keep the piecework ones and probably the Puzzle Michelle Wilson ones, but all the rest will probably go into the donation box after I do them. And then down at the bottom, we just have my color printer, my black and white printer, and some random puzzle supplies, like the white tissue paper that I pack up my large puzzles with, bubble wrap, and cardboard. You can see that when I pack up a puzzle where the pieces just don't hold together very well, I'll break it up into sections and then put them on a sheet of cardboard so it's easy to lift the entire thing out. And then I just put in some bubble wrap to keep it from jostling around and all coming apart within the box. So that is that shelf. And then if we turn around over here, obviously this is my video background. So the top of these shelves, it used to be filled with just random puzzles. It just looked so ugly anytime I tipped my phone up and you could, see it from that angle. So now I just have the tall jiggy puzzle and a few from Bits and Pieces. Up there I have space for more piecework puzzles that don't fit my rainbow. And then is the gradient ball from the playgroup, some from Puzzle Michelle Wilson, Rifle Paper Co., and then all the gray ones are from Cloudberries. This pink one in here is another one from Inner Peace, and then these down here are Better Co., and then more Cloudberries, and then these bottom shelves are now empty. That's where all of the Ebu puzzles used to be, but since those boxes are so busy, I just thought it was a little distracting being able to see them down here. I decided to move these boxes of puzzles I plan to donate out to the living room just to get them out of that room. So stay tuned to hear what plans I have for all of these. And that's the whole puzzle studio. So this room is always going to be a work in progress. If I tried to wait until it was perfect to make this video, I would never make this video. The next things that I want to work on are, I want to get some acoustic panels to put on the walls, because I'm sure you've noticed this room is very echoey, and I'm hoping that that will help catch some of the echo, but on top of the new shelves, it's just another thing that I have to buy. I'd also love to get some wood covers made for these wire shelves so that it just looks a little nicer, but I don't have any real tools here besides a drill, so I either have to figure out how to make them myself or again, pay more money to get someone else to do it for me. And as I get more puzzles, I'm sure that things are gonna get rearranged, maybe in 6 months or 9 months or a year. Sometime I might make a follow-up video showing how well or not well organized I have kept it. A lot of you might be wondering where I got all my different shelves. So the new wire shelves are just from Amazon. I'm gonna have a link down in the description. These shelves that you see behind me are just from IKEA. I'm sure that was probably obvious. The wardrobe is actually from Wayfair, but I got it 6 years ago, so I don't know if it's still available. And then the corner shelf is the one that everyone asks about. I did get that custom made from a local carpenter, again, like 6 years ago, so unfortunately you can't just buy that one. Anyway, do you guys remember when these were all of the puzzles that I had here in LA? Oh my gosh, how times have changed. So I just want to give a quick Patreon update. I just posted a 20-minute long exclusive Q&A video over there. So if you want more of me, it's $3 a month and everybody gets access to all of the same bonus videos and bonus content. Also, I was able to just turn on an annual membership. So now if you want to just pay for the entire year upfront, it cuts down on processing fees and you get a 10% discount. So, okay, I would love to know how you keep your puzzles organized, and if you have anywhere near the amount that I do, what other tips and tricks do you use? The code word for the comments will be collection. And I think that's it for me, so I will see you all in the next one.